Hidden all around us, in plain sight, are these living organisms with a secret superpower. Seriously, they are absolute masters of espionage, infiltration, and even engineering. So today, we're going to decode the secrets of some of these very humble but incredibly powerful plants.
Okay, let's face it. Our cities are baking. These concrete and asphalt jungles, they just soak up and radiate heat, creating these urban heat islands that just seem to get worse every single year. We're always looking for some high-tech, fancy solution, but what if the real answer has been quietly growing under our feet and up our walls this whole time?
All right, let's meet our two secret agents. They operate in the exact same environments, but believe me, their strategies for getting the mission done are worlds apart.
So on one side, we have an agent we'll call the crawler. Its whole mission is about ground control, spreading out, keeping a super low profile. And on the other side, we've got the climber. This one's a total infiltration specialist, built for vertical assault, scaling any obstacle to get to its objective.
And here they are, out in the field. See how the crawler just forms this dense living carpet? It absolutely commands the ground it holds. Meanwhile, the climber is a master of just going up, using any surface it can find to move towards the sun. Two totally different ways of dominating their territory.
Now, every good agent needs their gadgets, right? Let's take a look at the seriously ingenious biological tools that these plants have evolved to master their craft.
First up, tendrils. These are basically nature's own grappling hooks. They're these thin, thread-like things that are unbelievably sensitive to touch. As they grow, they kind of sweep through the air in a circle, almost like they're searching for something to grab. The second they make contact, boom, they coil around it, securing the plant for the next part of its climb. It's amazing. And then there's this strategy, adventitious aerial roots. Just look at that grip. These are not your normal roots looking for soil. Oh no, these grow right from the stem and are designed to wiggle their way into the tiniest little cracks and pores of a surface, like brick or stone. They create this incredibly strong, almost inseparable bond.
But what about a perfectly smooth surface, like glass? You'd think that's impossible, right? Nope. Some climbers have developed these incredible adhesive pads. The very tips of their tendrils flatten out into these tiny little discs that ooze a powerful biological glue. This lets them stick to surfaces where pretty much nothing else could get a grip. It's just a marvel of natural engineering.
So we have two different agents, the crawler and the climber. Each one has an arsenal of these sophisticated tools for moving through their environment. But we still haven't answered the biggest question. Why are they doing this? What is their ultimate mission?
You see, they're not just fighting for space or for sunlight. They share a secret, a hidden function that has this massive impact on the world right around them. So what is this incredible shared superpower?
And here it is. This is their true power. They are masters of temperature control. This thermal image shows a building, partly covered by our climbing agent. The orange and red parts, they're scorching hot. But the green and blue areas, right under the plant cover, are dramatically cooler. It's a night and day difference.
And the data, well, it confirms everything. This graph is plotting the surface temperature of a building wall over a day. Just look at that top line, the one labeled no greenery. It spikes to a blistering 38 degrees Celsius. That's about 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Now look at the lines below it. Those are the walls covered by our agents. They stay so much cooler, some by nearly 8 or 9 degrees.
But here's the kicker, the really crucial point. Researchers clocked a maximum hourly temperature reduction of 12.6 degrees Celsius. That is nearly 23 degrees Fahrenheit cooler just from having a green facade. This isn't some minor effect. This is an absolute game-changing superpower.
So with their superpower finally revealed, I think it's time we drop the code names. Our crawler is what botanists call a creeper, and our climber is, well, a climber. Pretty simple names for plants with such an extraordinary ability, huh?
Okay, so knowing this superpower really changes everything. These plants, they aren't just for decoration. They are functional, living technology. So how can we actually harness this power for ourselves? Let's get into some practical strategies. If you want to deploy a climber on your own turf, you've got to match the agent to the mission. Think of this chart as your field guide. Plants with those tendrils, they need something thin to wrap around, like a wire mesh. The ones with twining stems need a sturdy pole. Those awesome aerial roots, they love rough surfaces. And the adhesive pads, well, they can tackle just about anything you throw at them.
And hey, let's not forget about our creepers. While the climbers are busy cooling our walls, creepers are the unsung heroes of the ground. That dense network of stems and roots, it's like living rebar, holding soil in place to stop erosion. They totally outcompete weeds and give you this lush, low-maintenance living carpet.
When we really understand and harness their natural abilities, we can fundamentally change our cities. We can design buildings that actually work with nature, creating facades that cool themselves, cut down on energy bills, and bring so much needed life back into the concrete jungle. So it really leaves us with this one powerful question. In our big quest for these futuristic, sustainable cities, have we been overlooking one of the most elegant, efficient, and, let's be honest, beautiful solutions? One that's been evolving for millions of years, right under our noses.
Well, that's all for this explainer. Thanks so much for joining us. If you enjoyed uncovering this incredible secret, you can find a lot more deep dives just like it over at King's Academy.
We would absolutely love to hear what you think. Drop a comment below. Your feedback really does help us bring more of these hidden stories to light for our amazing community of curious growers.
And of course, if you have any questions, just ask away in the comments. We really do our best to answer every single one. Thanks again for watching.